Well, hello everyone, Spencer here, also known as Screen Speak, and in today's video, this is my Invincible Season 4 spoiler review. So without further ado, let's discuss. Alright guys, so I am here to discuss the full season of Invincible Season 4. It ended today, and this is my third favorite show of all time. That being my top four is Rick and Morty, Doctor Who. Yes, I know, my two favorite sci-fi shows, so those will never change. Invincible, then Stranger Things. Those are my four favorite shows, and if you have an issue with it, feel free to tell me down below that you're annoyed by that. Anyway, I love this show. My third favorite show. It's still ongoing, and I always love it. Rick and Morty is still ongoing, and I love what they do. I never have had an issue with Rick and Morty. There's been some episodes I'm like, okay, really? But it's still just a bonkers show, and I love it. So, however, Invincible. It finished in Season 4, and I was expecting a big slam-bang finale. But after watching it and realizing, like, you know what? There's still more. If this was the end of the series, and I was like, well, that's not where I thought it was going. But I understand that this show is based off of comic books. It still has more room to develop. To, like, 6 more seasons. Like, this is Season 4, and there's probably, well, they said 7 seasons maybe, but actually they never said 10. That's not true. So I guess 7 would be like 3 more seasons. I would say 3. And the way the season ends, because I think Thrag is like the main threat, but I still don't know. I mean, like, there's 8 episodes a season, and there's still I guess okay. So I guess there could be play more seasons, because the thing is, though, I think Angstrom's still out there. And I think Angstrom's still out there. There may or may not be the Sequids that are out there. And we still have the whole Damien Darkblood situation. That he's, like, now on Earth, and he was, like, dressed up like Batman, or he's in the detective coat like Batman, sitting on top of one of the buildings, like the Empire State Building or something like that, like looking over, like, I'm Damien Darkblood. So I don't know. There's like dangling plot threads, like what else could happen. So I forget if the Sequids are still out there, or if I think in this season, the beginning of this season, Mark took out the Sequid hive, or took down the Sequid hive mind. So that may or may not have happened. I have to go back on that. But again, I love what they did with this season. Monster Girl and the new Rex, the Rudy Rex robot, all same person. Rexplode is gone, but not that Rex. The robot Rex. So that character and Monster Girl are in the alternate alien dimension. The green aliens that come out from the portal. And gosh, that was a crazy episode, and I mean, there are some just great episodes in this season. Like, I've never thought Invincible was upright bad, but when the John Campio, I watched him, and he thought Season 2 was just bad, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine. I thought Season 2 with, introducing Oliver and that whole storyline was great. And Oliver, we don't see him fully functional by the end of the season, but his stuff with Omni-Man in this season and with Nolan in this season was great. Seeing Nolan's upbringing was amazing in this season, and there's just like little things, like especially like with Nolan, learning more about the Viltrum Empire, and then the fights, the fight with Conquest, take him out with him ripping out Mark's guts. I'm like, it's like, ugh. Mark coming back to form, and then the episode where they destroy the Viltrumite planet thing. Then you think Mark and Omni-Man are gone. And then that's the penultimate episode. And I was expecting a big slam-bang finale when Mark thinks, oh, they're coming to Earth. I'm like, yeah, they're definitely coming to Earth. I thought that halfway through the episode, and I was right. I don't read the comics, but I had that prediction. Then, the whole plotline with Adam Eve's baby, where that goes, or it says in the finale, I had an abortion. It's things like that make me go, like, whoa, brilliant. Like, I was expecting her to have the baby when Mark got back, and then she doesn't. But I know later down the line that they are going to have a kid, but it'll be a happy ending for them. But I just want to know, like, how it's going to go, because I think they have a happy ending in the end of the show, but I want to know how. So there's all that. It was just great, and some of the things, like I said, about the whole family, about and now what's her name, Debbie, couldn't even think of her name. Debbie is off with Nolan, going to go see Oliver on a different planet, and now Alan is one of my favorite characters in the show. Besides them getting rid of Rexplode, who was kind of an idiot, but a really likable character as the show went on, Alan is my new favorite. Who Alan was never supposed to be an idiot character. He is always a comedic relief, and I love that about him. And he always brings a lot of people are over the. Gosh, I don't even know where this mindset comes from. A lot of people are over the Seth Rogen comedic relief era, where he just hops up and everything, like kind of like Aquafina, but he's like, "Oh, I'm Seth Rogen." Like, all right, he's funny. He's funny as a no. Like there are worse comedians. I think Seth Rogen is really funny in everything that he does. Maybe not in bad movies, but he's great in everything I've seen. And if you haven't watched the show The Studio, which is an amazing show, he's great in that. He's great because it's more of like a serious, grounded comedy. And what I mean by that is like it's more about like real life and the situations about Hollywood and all that. So it's funny in its own right, but it's also like. It's not just it's Seth Rogen's humor, but it's more than that. So that's what I love about The Studio. But what I like with him as Alan, I forgot my train of thought. So I'm like, what was I talking about? Him as Alan in this superhero show. It's not a Seth Rogen comedy, so that's what works well about his character. Is it's not just I'm Seth Rogen. It's like no, it's a serious character. So I like that quite a bit. And gosh, if I haven't. I just don't know where season 4 is going to go. The way they end it, because like I said, there's all these dangling things. Like, if Angstrom comes back, because Debbie's gone, I want to know, now that this season has ended with Thrag and the the remaining Viltrumites coming to Earth, just living amongst the people, it almost reminds me of, oh gosh, what was that thing recently? Where they were just living amongst the humans. Why does Fantastic Four come to mind? But it wasn't Fantastic Four. Oh my gosh. We're just living amongst the humans. Oh no, it's The Incredibles. That's right. Where they were like, we're just going to live amongst the humans now, you know? We're like, I think that's what it was. I'm saying Fantastic Four in my head. The Incredibles. Where there's like, yeah, we live amongst the average people, right? And because they look like people. I mean, it's not like the Thing in Fantastic Four. I mean, I guess Brick, but Brick in Incredibles 2 looks unnatural. It just doesn't look. She doesn't look. She. I think it's a she. She doesn't look human. But all right, Mr. Incredible living amongst the humans. Yeah, you know. I mean, I still don't get it. Look, there's Mr. Incredible without the mask, with the mask on. Oh, suddenly it's Mr. Incredible without the mask. It's not. All right. Anyway, but yeah, in this show, it's like. The Viltrumites look like humans. I mean, like that. How would you know? So there's that. They're living amongst the humans. But in next season, I mean, they'll still be doing that. I just can't wait. This is something I get hyped for. People are like, oh, you got hyped for Marvel? Actually, I do. But it's like once the season comes out, like once this season ended, I'm like, no, I need it now. Like, no. So there's that. And then 2, if Angstrom comes back, or is Damien Darkblood going to interact with our main story? Because he's just like kind of like a one-off. But is he going to interact? Is he going to help Mark take down the Viltrumite? Like what happens with now Mark accepting the terms of Thrag and the Viltrum Empire? By the way, Lee Pace voicing Thrag. I love him. I love Lee Pace. He's Ronan the Accuser, Marvel. He's in the Edgar Wright's The Running Man. Love that movie, by the way. I love that. I love Lee Pace doing it. But like I said, Damien Darkblood comes back into the fold. Angstrom is Angstrom, because I think it was season 2. It was either season 2 or it was last season. No. Take it back. He was in season 2, but last season, season 3, when before Conquest came in. What a great fight though last season. The Conquest is great, and now he's gone. Okay. I'm getting ahead of myself. But that Conquest post scene, and I think it was episode 6 of this season, where it just like lingers on Conquest's grave, and then it goes boom, it just backtracks. I'm like, that was hilarious. That was like really funny. It wasn't even a joke, and it was just hilarious. Like, no, he's not back again. So before the first Conquest fight in season 3, the finale, or pseudo finale, we see the multiversal Mark War, and with Angstrom. So is Angstrom like? I don't know the comics, so feel free to discuss in the comments. And I'm like, what I'm thinking is if Angstrom, because I don't know because he is a villain, but like, would he come in and be like, Mark, you have a real situation on your hands. I'll help you take down the Viltrum. Like, I'll help you with your situation. I could only imagine Mark being like, I want to, fight Angstrom, but then then they have to work together. I don't know. Kind of like the new Spider-Man movie where Spider-Verse, the next Spider-Verse movie that I haven't even talked about yet, the stuff at CinemaCon, where Kingpin might have to help Miles take down the Spot, which would be insane. Kind of like that. I would love that. Heroes and villains working together. So Professor X and Magneto almost, but a different sort of scale. Because I think Angstrom is worse than Magneto. I mean, I don't know about you, but gosh, there's a lot of stuff to love about the season. The terms, what's going to happen next. The animation is great. Like, people complain about, oh, it wasn't finished for this episode, or it was better in this episode. I can never tell a difference. Maybe if you show me explicit detail, but I'm like, okay. So there's that. I never had an issue with it. I've never had an issue with the show. Season 2 was great. It might be the weakest season, but even with the weaker season, like season 2 of Stranger Things is the weakest season, but you need a week. Even with the weak season, there's cool stuff throughout. And even with like the Stranger Things ending, like Invincible hasn't ended yet, but my gosh, like with the lost sister coming back from the weakest season, season 2, to have her in the finale, or have her in the final season up until the finale. Woo! What a slam bang Stranger Things was, and I'm hoping that Invincible can do the same all throughout its series finale. So that said, guys, I love this, and like I said, it wasn't a slam bang epic season finale, but I don't need it to be, because I know. I mean, there was still great stuff throughout the season. If every episode of the season was like boring, awesome, boring, like it wasn't. I loved every second of it because there were awesome fights throughout. And then the last episode had great moments that were setting up. Whoa, what could happen? Setting up tease, and that post-credit scene with Mark, like I said, with Alan getting the Scourge virus, saying he needs to use the Scourge virus to take down all the Viltrums. But what does that mean exactly? I'm so excited. I couldn't be more excited because you don't know who's a Viltrumite and who's not. Like, they just kill everyone that looks like a Viltrumite. Man, it's almost like The Boys, like the Gen V, like the V virus. I'm also liking The Boys season out right now. I'm actually liking it quite a bit. But Invincible is my jam. The Boys will never be on my top 10 shows, guys. I'm sorry. I'm liking this final season, but yeah, I could Anyway, I'll make a review for The Boys' final season, but let me know what you thought of this season, season 4 of not Gen V, Invincible. I am title card. They didn't, my favorite in season 3 when I think it was Powerplex. I almost said Hyperlex. Powerplex did like 10 times, and it just went. I am. Where is? I need to find. It was like 10 times they did it. It was hilarious. I laughed my butt off at that scene when it came out when it happened like last year. So I would assume that this show's coming out next year, then the next season. I don't know. I mean, it was like last March, like springtime of last year. So maybe next year. I think I looked it up, and I think it said April. Oh no, that was for Last of Us season 3. So I don't know. Time will tell. But my third favorite show kicked butt. And I loved it a lot, and I cannot wait for more. So let me know what you thought about this season in the comment section below. Did you like it? Did you finish it yet? If you did, let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. Did you like it as much as I? Is it your favorite show? Is it your favorite show in your top 3? Is it still in your top 10? Or not at all? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you just didn't like this season. If Invincible's not your jam anymore, if you liked the first season and like, I tapped out, it got bad for me. I'm like, but why? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Remember to like, subscribe, follow me, don't keep calm, watch screen. I'll catch you guys here next time for The Boys is later. Daredevil is ending soon. I might make a micro review. Heard some negative things. I might make a review on that. I want to make a CinemaCon video, so I'll let you know what I got coming up later. Don't keep calm, watch screen. Peace out, everyone. Bye.